think I'd lived in the most windy country in the world, but it always seems to be windy here at the moment. Anyway, I've gone a bit further than I thought again without filming anything, but okay, the intention now with this front wing panel is to take it off and see if we can get it quite straight and then putting it back on again. I don't really want to break the paint. I don't really want to get involved in putting filler in it or anything, but obviously it's got quite a big dent in it, so we'll see what happens there. We'll give it a go. I've got a dolly and a rubber hammer, and we'll have to give it a go from there. But obviously I had to take most of the bumper off to get to the bolts, to get to all the top bolts on the wing. So yeah, it's okay, we're progressing. Okay, so the wing is off, so that's good news. My previously blue van, obviously, which was painted red, all looks in very good condition under here, so that's all good news. So now we can get on with trying to beat some sense into this. I'm not a panel beater. I've never done panel beating before, so let's see what happens. So hopefully you can see a bit better in here, and you can hear me a bit better because it's obviously very windy outside. The extent of this dent, I'm not really too worried about what I do to it, because I'm sure whatever I do, it's got to look better than it does at the moment. It's a good 2 inches deep and probably 12 inches across. So it goes up to the petrol cap. As long as I don't distort it any further than that, I'm hoping I can't really go far wrong. But I think the main impact is in here. So I'm going to try and start off in this corner and then work my way backwards. It's obviously also, the scratch has probably been done in reverse, because it sort of ends up in this corner where obviously the metal is stronger. So it's not bent right on that edge, but it's bent right up to it. So I need to try and make sure that I keep this edge straight and then like reform everything in between. But like I say, it's that dented. As long as I get it out a little bit, can't really go wrong. If I have to end up getting another wing, I end up getting another wing. There you go. Okay, so that's the front wing after a little bit of straightening. Obviously it's not perfect, but I'm not a panel beater and I'm not that bothered for now, but it looks sort of 80% better than it did. And then when I've got time, I shall rub that down and put some filler in there and paint it properly. But for now, obviously it's damaged the paintwork in a couple of spots. Not too bad. It's not too bad. Not bad for an old van. So the plan of action today, as the weather is not so good and I can't really faff around with the paintwork too much, is to start cleaning out the inside a little bit. It's been a school minibus for many years. It is full of sick bags and what's-its. So I'm going to clean it out the best I can with the hoover. Then I've got a steam cleaner, so I'll go over it with the steam cleaner. But yeah, it's not very nice in there. So yeah, underneath the driver's seat and around the pedals and under here, you can see obviously it hasn't been cleaned not been cleaned, it's been swept out. Oh look, there's a sweep there, anyone want a sweep? There. So obviously it hasn't been cleaned very well for many years. I need to sort out what I'm doing with these seats. They're too nice to throw away and I'd quite like to sell them. So that's one of my challenges, and anything I get back I can put back towards the van. Anyway, so front seats are going to be cleaned and steam cleaned. Back seats I'll just give a quick cursory going over and see what we can do with those. But the first job is to get all this rubbish up in here. Okay, that's the front, not too bad. Now we're going to go for the boiled sweets and yeah, try and sort out some of this in the back. For the first time ever whilst cleaning a vehicle, I've got a mask on. It is that bad. But to get the thick end of it up now would be good. Okay, let's see if I can do a little before and after comparison with this. So this is before. And there's the after. You wouldn't believe the dirt that came off that. Especially in particular, this top armrest where all the skin was. Nice. Yeah, but much cleaner. Much better. So I spent a bit of time yesterday getting the tree sap off the roof of the van. It's actually come up pretty good. I used a magic eraser, one of those sponge things, just to get the most of it off, and it's actually taken some of the dead paint off as well, so that's pretty good. But now the plan of action is just to go over it with my mop and try and get some of the shine back. Okay, so I removed some of the dents from the other side. I don't really think I captured it all that well. It's very difficult to get stuff on camera, and sometimes I just want to get going and get things done. On this side there's a very obvious dent. I'll show you in a tick. I've removed the side trim, and then I'm going to use a technique of a sink plunger and a suction cup and see how good I can get this. I'm not going to go too mad with it. I don't really want to damage the paintwork. We'll see how we go. So as you can see, the dent is considerably large. Probably covers a good sort of 14 inches across. So what I'm going to try and do is, the metal's very thin, and because it's such a shallow dent, large dent, I'm going to try and pull it out. So I'll use a small suction cup to begin with and see where I go with that, and if that doesn't work, I'll use the sink plunger. Nice. And if that doesn't work, then I will use levers to pull on the holes in the panel. I don't really like doing that, but as a last result, that works. Okay, let's see how we get on. So I'm going to try and find the centre of the dent, which is around here somewhere. Obviously hit the black trim and just push that panel in. But obviously just squeezed it. So if I put this little suction cup on here and give it a pull. Ah, love it. Now that's a lot better already. So let's try here, see if I can get something else. That's actually working quite well. lever it out a little bit. Let's try a little bit here. Give it a pull. Okay, so I broke a few panel clips getting this black panel off, and that does, I do need to buy a few more because it's fairly well held on, but it's I don't want it falling off. Anyway, using the ladder as a reference, you can see that I got most of the dent out. In fact, I'm quite amazed how much of that has come out just using suction cups. A little bit of leverage with through the holes with my lever, but to be honest, for now, that's pretty damn good. It's such a bloody big vehicle, you know. At the end of the day, how much does that actually show? How old is she? She is 14 years old. So this had a massive dent on the front. I don't know if you remember. Still pretty messy, but a hell of a lot better than it was. So as a whole, we're getting closer to her looking quite smart now, I think. So all that work has been done in 2 or 3 days. Not so bad at all, huh? These are the ones that are a bit of a shame. This dent here, can't really get to those unless I get someone to do some paintless dent removal. See if they can get them out for whatever it costs, because the rest of the van is looking pretty good now. Cool, huh? Bless it.